You might be happy to let AI draft your emails or make your midweek shopping lists, but would you be happy to let it take the wheel of your car? Or would you only be comfortable letting an AI assistant plot and adjust your routes, pick out service stations, and manage vehicle settings? These are the questions consumers and car makers both need to contend with. How far can AI be integrated into all stages of the vehicle lifecycle, from initial design to driving off the lot? In some cases, it can look a bit like this.
Hello, Ida. Do you think a kilt is formal enough for a red carpet event?
According to ChatGPT, people regard kilts as elevated dress suitable for formal affairs.
Fantastic. Find me the nearest kilt shop.
Okay.
And Ida, play Scottish playlist.
In January 2024, Volkswagen announced the integration of ChatGPT to its IDA voice assistant, the first to go live on models such as the 2025 Jetta and model year 2024 ID4 vehicles. Volkswagen joins the list of manufacturers already capitalizing on the success of AI tools like ChatGPT. Companies have been quick to invest in AI, but given how early we are in the adoption stage, how this resonates with consumers remains to be seen. In 2023, funding for generative AI startups grew by $1.2 billion compared to 2022, according to Oliver Wyman. Enhanced in-car personalized services and experiences benefited the most from this investment surge. These were followed by autonomous driving Gen AI startups, which raised around 2 times less than these services between 2021 and 2023. When looking at some of the largest technology trends of the past year, most mobility companies working with applied AI and immersive reality tech were autonomous mobility companies. Connected mobility companies represented a bigger share of the companies working in advanced connectivity and cloud and edge computing. However, new tech trends such as AI transcended specific sectors of the industry, also impacting electric and shared mobility. The United States and Asia are leading the innovation in this sector, with autonomous companies such as Cruise, Waymo, WeRide, and Pony.ai contributing to the development of the markets. A third of mobility companies working in applied AI are US-based, with another 23% from China. Similarly, an Oliver Wyman study found that when looking at Gen AI fundings for consumer-facing mobility startups, which includes those enhancing in-car personalization and those working in sales and after-sales, the US and South Korea were neck and neck based on their investment in the sector between 2021 and 2023. Companies will have to leverage the growing success of artificial intelligence in the automotive industry to remain competitive, particularly in countries and regions outside the United States, China, and South Korea, where funding and advances trail behind these 3 early adopters. I'm Mathilde Carlier, research expert at Statista, and today we will look into some of the opportunities and challenges businesses can face when leveraging AI within the passenger car market. To do so, we will first look at the longer-standing trends within the sector, then analyze how AI generates new avenues for car makers, and end on the hurdles created by this rising technology. Autonomous driving has been on automakers' agenda for years, spearheaded by enterprises such as Tesla, which started to equip its Model S sedans with the very first iteration of its autopilot feature, including hardware to automate some steering, braking, and accelerating functions in 2014. The software became active a year later, in October 2015, and has since developed into a full self-driving software, which was in beta until 2024 and still needs supervision. In fact, as of the 18th of October, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened an investigation on Tesla's FSD software due to reports of 4 collisions in low visibility conditions, including one fatal crash. While there is still uncertainty surrounding level 4 and 5 autonomous cars, the market for the technology used in vehicles with some level of autonomy has been growing. Statista estimates that transportation made up nearly half of the autonomous and sensor technology market revenue in 2022. This amounted to over $8 billion for a total autonomous and sensor technology market worth some $17.2 billion. A market modeling from March 2024 forecasts the overall markets to reach over $55 billion in 2030 after a period of consistent growth. This growth in the autonomous and sensor tech market correlates with an increase in the global autonomous car market, which BNP Paribas valued as reaching $114.5 billion by 2029. This market is slowly diversifying itself. In a McKinsey survey carried out in 2021 and 2023, most decision makers surveyed found that over 2 market players would succeed in developing autonomous vehicles with high or full driving automation in the future. However, the timeline for autonomous car adoption has shifted, becoming longer in part due to regulatory changes and ongoing technical hurdles faced by companies developing these vehicles. Some of these bottlenecks, especially regarding technological issues and consumer safety, could be solved using AI. While fully autonomous cars present challenges, connected vehicles and some level of driver assistance system applications have been gaining traction in the market. According to S&P Global Mobility, around 7% of the global vehicle sales in 2023 did not offer any advanced driver assistance system applications, which can illustrate regional disparities and highlight the prevalence of some ADAS features, such as rear park assist or automatic braking. Most global car sales are also connected cars, which have the ability to communicate bidirectionally with other external systems, usually through an internet or Bluetooth connection. In October 2024, Statista Market Insights modeling estimated that around 97% of passenger cars sold in 2023 were connected vehicles, a share which is projected to remain above this threshold around through 2029. However, while the overwhelming majority of new cars are connected, regional differences impact these shares and the penetration rate for this technology amid the overall car park. In Europe, for example, PwC predicts that non-connected vehicles will maintain their foothold on the car fleet through 2025, dropping to around 40% in 2030. So where is the market currently headed? Connectivity and certain levels of advanced driver assistance systems have increasingly become the norm for new vehicles entering the market. While fleet penetration can need more time to reflect this shift, it still paves the way for increased AI use to enhance the driver experience. Artificial intelligence can be used across a vehicle's life cycle. Generative AI, for example, has the potential to improve car testing and homologation. A McKinsey study from 2021 and 2023 found that decision makers estimated this technology to better testing processes by 20 to 30%, simplifying the creation of documentation for purposes such as compliance or quality assurance. When looking at generative design use cases, research and development processes could improve by 10 to 20% when using Gen AI. At a manufacturing level, the use of vision cameras, LiDAR, and radar combined with applied AI can also improve quality control. Applied AI further has the potential to improve vehicle manufacturing through, for example, the training of the algorithms enabling autonomous driving. Success in using machine learning to train these algorithms is already visible. In 2023, both Waymo vehicles and the Tesla in full self-driving mode improved the rate of miles traveled between crashes compared with the US 2021 average. Various factors can impact this performance. The driving conditions, such as the weather, were not specified by ARK Invest, and data was collected prior to the NHTSA's investigation into Tesla's FSD software. However, this data can illustrate theoretically the potential of autonomous cars. Growing governmental pressure to decarbonize the transportation sector in many countries has contributed to the diversification of vehicle models on offer. AI can support automakers' efforts to increase the sustainability of their vehicle range and supply chain. The potential for increased vehicle efficiency and sustainability can also lead to more energy-efficient models and a quicker turnaround on the research and development in materials and new technologies propel this shift. Artificial intelligence further increases the potential for in-car personalization, such as with the inclusion of AI-powered infotainment systems, usually in the form of voice assistants. A user interface, including an AI chatbot, can analyze consumers' preferences and driving behavior, enabling the automatic adjustment of in-car settings, such as seat position, lighting, and preferred music. The use of real-time and historical traffic data can also help an AI-equipped vehicle to recommend more efficient routes for commuters and support traffic control authorities to manage emergencies, improving vehicle safety. Information on energy storage and the constant diagnostic of the state of the vehicle not only enhance drivers' journeys, but also bridge the gap that can exist between automakers and consumers on the after-sales market. Artificial intelligence spearheads the innovation for software-defined vehicles, which are cars evolving with consumers' needs. When each of the car's onboard system can share information easily between themselves and the secure cloud network, maintenance and repair can become streamlined for the user, enhancing vehicle longevity and reducing maintenance expenses. Vehicle-to-everything communication further supplements these services by providing a wide range of external information for analysis by AI systems in the car. In January 2024, an automotive news article highlighted that digital services generated only 3% of automakers' revenue, but represented high investment costs. However, AI has the potential to generate a competitive advantage and new revenue streams in this area. By using AI to power engineering and R&D, automakers could effectively shorten the time between investment and sale. Manufacturing processes streamlined by AI also have the potential to boost supply chain efficiency, saving costs at various stages of the production line. AI models can also improve customer retention by identifying those at risk of being lost to a competitor and generating incentives to increase satisfaction, potentially reducing churn. New features, such as Mercedes-Benz's introduction of Mercedes Pay in its vehicles, and customizable marketing campaigns, such as Hyundai Motors' AI-generated campaign inviting users to create their outdoor dream destination to promote their new Santa Fe model, all increase the potential for new revenue generation, either by providing brand new services or by reaching different consumers. So what opportunities can companies leverage throughout the use of AI in passenger cars? There are many diverse answers to this question. AI, especially generative AI, has the potential to enhance customer experience, increasing vehicle safety, efficiency, and sustainability, and improve research, engineering, design, and manufacturing processes. All these options represent opportunities to reduce costs, lower customer churn, generate new revenue streams, and gain competitive advantages in the sector. However, successfully leveraging these cost reductions and revenue generation opportunities is not without hurdles. Sometimes these hurdles can go viral. Last December, an ex-user successfully tricked a dealership chatbot powered by ChatGPT to agree to the sale of a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $1. The experiment was among those used at the time to illustrate the potential pitfalls of using AI in chatbots. But the reality of the challenges brought on by increased AI use in the automotive sector is quite different from the results obtained by these users. In fact, one of the first hurdles faced by automotive companies looking to invest in and use AI is the high levels of data needed for these AI models, including consumer data. For the prevalence of AI in passenger cars to grow, businesses must address data management and interface management issues in ways that are and feel safe for consumers. Advances are already underway, in particular with the creation of the Catena X Automotive Data Network, operated by Cofinity X and founded by international automakers and auto suppliers, such as the BMW Group, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Siemens, and Henkel. However, while some projects already aim to address this issue, its resolution is still in its early stages, and various factors could change how it is being addressed. Countries and regions are increasingly regulating autonomous vehicle space, which can impact how artificial intelligence can be used. In the European Union, the Vehicle General Safety Regulation includes measures to safeguard in-vehicle data from unauthorized remote access. In the United States, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration issued a standing general order on crash reporting and launched the Automated Vehicle Transparency and Engagement for Safe Testing. While the AI regulatory landscape is still in its inception, it is expected to evolve in the following years and could either hinder or help automakers in their pursuit of increased AI integration. Consumer adoption will also prove to be a challenge for companies intending to leverage AI in their car-related business. In the United States, a SoundHound study from 2023 found that around half of weekly drivers were likely to use generative AI, which suggests a certain level of consumer readiness and adoption. However, various factors impact this adoption, including consumers' familiarity with AI tools already at their disposal. Brand recognition could mean automakers must work with established tools to gain consumer trust. A recent YouGov survey found that both in the UK and in the US, consumers preferred popular existing assistants, such as Siri or Alexa, integrated in a vehicle over an assistant specific to the car manufacturer. At a bigger picture level, some of the consumers' favorite smart car features are already on offer in the market, and the popularity of these options varies in each country. A McKinsey survey found that most German consumers were likely to purchase heated seats and parking assistants, while anti-theft alarm and smartphone integration were most popular in the United States. The Level 1 and Level 2 ADAS features tend to be valued by consumers, but as consumer adoption relies heavily on pre-existing systems, increased AI introduction could present a challenge, especially in the more risk-averse markets. In the United States, one of the leaders in terms of AI inclusion in cars, inertia was the main barrier to the use of an AI in-car voice assistant, as drivers are used to driving without this functionality or might prefer other interfaces. Risk aversion is, however, not limited to consumers. Companies looking to invest in AI must further contend with employee questions and effectively manage and change within their organization and effectively manage the change within their organization to limit a potential workforce churn. Each company will have different perception of the impact of artificial intelligence on their business and which use case is the most relevant for them. In China, automotive professionals tended to highlight lead management, maintenance advisor, and community moderation as the areas where the largest estimated return on investment could be obtained when using Gen AI. In the European Union, these return on investment were projected to be the highest for personalized communication, market and competitor monitoring, and in-car concierge. While in North America, the top three were a personalized virtual showroom, product personalization, and marketing content. These regional variations showcase both the different consumers in each region and automotive professionals' own assessment of Gen AI's potential based on where they are located. There is no one-size-fits-all in artificial intelligence. This potential for personalization and innovation makes it attractive to many companies, but these must assess the risks and challenges which come with this endeavor. Which are these hurdles? Well, they include technical challenges, especially in the realm of data management, an evolving regulatory landscape, consumer adoption, and companies' own risk capacity. Research and development in artificial intelligence still presents a large barrier of entry for companies within the automotive sector, in part due to the challenges AI integration in passenger cars represents, including the evolving nature of its regulatory landscape. So where does that leave us? Current trends in the market, such as autonomous and software-defined vehicles, are already using machine learning to train passenger cars. As most global sales incorporate at least some level of connectivity and advanced driver assistance systems, the industry is projected to utilize artificial intelligence increasingly. This presents many opportunities at all stages of a vehicle life cycle, including engineering, development, manufacturing, sale, and the after-sales market. When properly exploited, these opportunities can lead to an enhanced consumer experience and to reduce costs and new revenue streams and a competitive advantage for companies. However, challenges in data management, changing regulations, and consumer adoption pair with a company's risk capacity. Asia is already paving the way in the sector, followed by the United States, partly due to how companies from these regions have addressed these hurdles. But companies in other regions could also potentially benefit from investing in AI. In 2030, Gen AI has the potential to add nearly $54 billion to the Western European transportation sector, and another $53.4 billion in Western Europe's advanced manufacturing sector, based on McKinsey forecasts. Thank you for joining me today. You can find more data and insights on the passenger car market and AI through the links in the description, including Statista's own consumer insights survey on online users' attitudes towards AI tools. For even more insights, make sure you check out statista.com. You can sign up there for future webinars or follow any of our social media channels to stay in the loop. Have a great day and see you at a future Statista webinar.